as I am preparing to make the video to show you how to make the Natchez travel journal. I am giving you a little inside peek of the journal that goes inside the folio. I used an envelope as one of the journal pages. It can make your journal very interesting and gives some variation and storage space if you incorporate an envelope in your journal. In this video you can see how you can easily turn an ordinary envelope into a beautiful journal page.
The idiots are taking over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from
versatile material to craft with. It can be handy to have some different sizes in your storage. This one is a 9 by 4.5 inch, and folded it makes a really nice square of 4.5 by 4.5. So this is already really nice to make kind of a book from, but I am going to make a journal page from this. And if I'm using it for my journal page, I have to adjust the width of it, and I want to make a really easy and quick nice background because this envelope is too wide for my journal. In this journal I have used the envelope as a side loading pocket, as you can see, and if you have to adjust the width of the envelope, this is a very easy way to do it. You just have to cut it off. Then get a circle punch for an easy removal of what you have inside. And I have here the line for what I've used to glue the flap shut, but I don't mind if there's a line. And also on the other side here is the same. I made a side loading pocket. And if you make a nice tab, then it also gives a lovely effect on the side of your journal. This time I want to make a top loading pocket of the envelope. I already had a little bit of a play with an envelope. So this is a tryout one. Making background and also making it shorter because I have to cut the envelope to size, as my journal is 4 inches in width. So the envelope is 9, so it has to 1 inch has to come off, and I want to glue it the same way as it was. So you don't have to do that, but I just want to try it out, and I like the way it is glued on the sides, as you can see here, with a rounded corner here, and there is a little flap going in, folding inside, where you can glue this part on. And also this part is just a little fraction shorter, and so I want to reproduce that. And I'm using a little scoring board as a helper. So I'm going to score the 1/8 inch, so I'm scoring off 1 inch, and then I'm going to also score 3/8 of an inch, because that's the inside folding flap. So that's what I'm going to score, and then I'm going to cut. And I'm going to cut on the mark of the 1/8 inch, but I'm going to cut just a little bit smaller because I need a little, like a fraction shorter than 1/8 inch. So I'm going to cut it, just eyeballing it and cutting the other side with the 3/8. So 8 inches plus 3/8 of an inch, if you can follow me. So that's when that is cut, I just have to round the corners, and then I'm going to glue it, and that's it. Then it's already done. So I'm going to can then do the following, and that's making the background. So the envelope is cut to size, and I think I did a good job of it. This is the second time I did it, and it went way better than the first time. So I have this gluing closure, as you can see. This is the original one. And because I'm going to glue this inside, you're going to see this nice detail. And I like that. And now I'm going to make a really nice background on the front and on the back of this envelope. And I'm only going to use a few products. So what you need are some distress inks. I have the little minis, some spray stains, and of course a water spray bottle. And choose the colors you like or the colors that are fitting in your project. The colors that I am choosing are very light, so I'm going for antique linen and shabby shutters I have here. And in the spray stains I have also antique linen, bundled sage, rusty hinge. And here I have some bit of dark, but that will be only at the end, ground espresso and vintage photo. And I also have a little bit of help of a stencil. This is one of the favorites of mine of now. And this, I don't know what it's called. It's 159. I will list it below. And I have these beautiful PaperArtsy stamps, and this is also what I'm going to use.
I hope we don't fail to see the beauty of being free. Don't forget what you love the most. I just wanna keep you close, so we have to give it one more try before the idiots are taking over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the other. No one can tell you what they're running from. No one knows anymore. What's it for? What's it for? There's so much more than we've been told, way beyond what we can hold. So keep your eyes open for the things that really matter. Oh, we have to give it one more try now that the idiots are taking over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the other. No one can tell you what they're running from. No one knows anymore. What's it for? What's it for? Oh no. One more time before it's over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the other. No one can tell you what they're running from. No one knows anymore. What's it for? What's it for?
So now it looks like this. So don't worry if it is still a lot of white, because there's going to be a next round. And I am okay with there being some white, because then the design is going to keep a little bit bright. So I'm going to choose one of these stamps. Doesn't really matter which one. This is with the the little branches, the meadow kind of grasses, I don't know how you call them all. And I did get out my pumice stone, and I know it can be dark, but let's do it. Let's do some pumice stone. But I could put in a little bit of the green. I need to buy some additional colors, but I didn't want to buy more until I really knew that I was going to use these. Let's see. Just press it in. And then just... And you could do it with a stamping block. This one is picked up a lot of ink. Love that. Because we need some really dark ones and some light ones. This is also a bit darker. I can stamp more than one time. I love that with the mixture with the pumice stone and the bundled sage. And this already looks really great. And of course you can later on embellish it with all kinds of words and ephemera, so you don't need it to be finished. You can finish it with other stuff. It is only the background. Let's see. I have to do both sides. So really lovely stamps to play with. And I also need a little bit on the flap. So the drying goes very quickly. And in this set, which is, you know, you just want this one. It is absolutely beautiful. And with this stamp, you can also fill the white spots. You can take a really dark color if you want a bit more dark. You can, if you want some blue, you can do it with blue, and you have little pops of blue. You know, you can just vary with it. It is really, really nice. Then we have some plus the hinge. And do we need something with it? Let's see. Maybe a bit of vintage photo. Just to give it a bit of brown. And just a little spritz of water. Okay, so I'm going to not mix it, but it's going to mix with the stamp. And let's just put one here in the corner. Very careful at first. As you can see, it gives a really pop of color. So be very careful. You can always add more. Let's put in more of the stamp. That already became very bright, but of course it's, when it dries, it mattes a bit. Can you say that? Becomes a little bit more matte. I don't know. But it gets some of that meadow vibe, as you can see. And let's see. It also can look a little bit like flowers. Okay, so I think this is enough color, and I don't know if I want to do the circle stamp. It's very nice to combine this with a circle. So I have this little set I hardly use, but I reminded me of that I have a circle, and maybe mounting this on a block. It's very small to hold, and then let's see what that brings. Looks interesting. Let's put two together. Looks a bit better. I do love the circle shape. It gives a little bit extra. I don't know if you can see it very well from that distance. But let's not overdo it. Okay, I think that's enough. We have the circles on both sides. I'm going to take this off because that's only bulk I don't need, but the gluing strip is only here and not at the end, and so I want to put a little bit glue there. So if you put something in the pocket, it will not stick behind it. Then fold it in. And then it looks very nice like that. And I think I may want to edge this so it will be very clear that this is the pocket to tuck it in. So I edged some, but not everything, so it's kind of half-half. So I distressed here this side so it looks very nice, and then only the sides, not the top and the bottom. So now I can fold it. Let's get my little bone folder out. So I can fold it, and then you can choose, of course, if you want the pockets on the inside or on the outside. It's, for me, it doesn't really matter in the journal, but it could, so give it some thought. Also, what you have to keep in mind is if you want to make cards for inside. So now this is 4 inches in width, that you make the cards a little bit, so not 4 inches, but a little bit less. So you can easily tuck it in, and if you are sewing in your signature, it always needs a little bit of space here. So you cannot, it will be very, the page will not fold that nicely. So make the cards a little bit smaller. I post on my channel in the community tab, and I asked if you want to see what I did with the tidbit stamps. I stamped and then cut. So here you can see, but maybe you already saw this, that I did some here. Here's a strip, and even on this piece of fabric. These are from the other stamp set, the French Garden, and also on the back side I did use 2 of the tidbits. I love stamping, cutting, and then using it as little pieces of ephemera. So, and also did it on the envelope page. As you can see, here is one. Here I just stamped, but this is just a cutout stamp. And let's see, the other one, I used one here, as you can see. And for the pockets, I put inside, here is a pocket. This is a stamped from the tidbits, and this is the acetate with a paper and I sewed it together. But I had a really nice comment, and it's of course a really great possibility to do some laminating. And if you cannot don't have a sewing machine, or you do not sew, you can laminate your pressed flowers and make some really nice composition, laminate it, cut it to size, and make a really nice pocket out of it. So thank you so much for commenting. I do love it when I get ideas. And this is one side laminated, and here is some really nice stamps from the French garden. So this is a really nice pocket. And here I made a little booklet, and I was just experimenting, and just only put one page inside, but I didn't want to add too much bulk, so many pages will also become very thick. And it was just a little extra journaling space, a little bit of a secret space, so you cannot see it when you are going through the pages. And I did a lot of the tidbits I used in here, but I will show this journal more in the video when I'm going to show you how to make that journal. And for now, I made a card. That is this card. And it's just a card, and I used some cut out stamps. So these are 3 stamps I cut out, made a little arrangement. And this is just a beautiful paper from 49 in Market. I cut it to size. I sanded the edges instead of distressing it. It also gives a really nice effect, and it gives more brightness to it. And put a little bit of fabric with some staples. And the other side is also a fuzzy cut stamp from the French garden, a label, and a piece of text. It's just, there are just a few ingredients, but it makes it really nice. So this is something that you can put in here. And then you have the really nice piece of fabric sticking out. And you can see I use the colors that will fit in my journal and fit with this card. And this will be very nicely to fit in the journal. So I have these little pouches where I put, you can see how many I stamped and cut on tea-dyed paper and cream colored copy paper. And I did a lot of the French garden, but you can see that in my community post. A lot of these are all stamps and fuzzy cuts, so because sometimes I just love doing that in the evening. So these are my cutout stamps, and I make lovely arrangements on envelopes, on cards, and then this is what I'm going to put in my journal. If you like to have more ideas of how to incorporate envelopes in your journal, I have a video. I will link it. I hope you can see it in the screen now. And those are very little envelopes, and how you can incorporate that in your journal. So hope you enjoy that. And I also hope that you got some inspiration out of this. And I really love to hear if you like to work with envelopes and what you want to do with them. So this month I am going to visit a flea market, and I hope to find some envelopes, because you never know what you find. But I have I hope to find a list I make, and it usually works. It has a kind of a manifesting quality to it. So I will keep you posted of the really lovely finds I will get there. And I thank you all for watching, and I hope you got inspired. See you in the next video. Bye.
I hope we don't fail to see the beauty of being free. get what you love the most. I just wanna keep you close. So we have to give it one more try before the idiots are taking over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the other. No one can tell you what they're running from. No one knows anymore. What's it for? What's it for?